Good morning to all. Greetings from the FAO Regional Office for Latin America and the Caribbean. Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you some of the results and the concept also of the regional initiative on family farming and rural territorial development. I think it's important to give some context. 2015, the region has achieved the Millennium Development Goal related to hunger, as well as the target of the World Food Summit. This was achieved due to a macroeconomic context of the last 10, 20 years in the region of economic development that allowed countries to put in place some important social policies. One of the examples is the conditional cash transfer policies. Despite the achievements, there is still important numbers of poverty and hunger in the region. The poverty is concentrated both in urban and also in rural areas. This regional initiative wants to address that problem, especially in rural areas. What's the concept? Concept is looking to family farming. Family farming is already recognized its contribution to food and nutrition security. It's also known the importance of this sector in the region. There's about 60 million of family farmers. They also have the 80% of the agriculture exploitations. They are the majority of the agriculture production. For example, 75 to 80% of corn and beans are produced by family farmers. This is very important to the diet in the region. But the family farmers have got a lot of constraints. Climate change, the difficult to access to rural services, for example, put them in a very difficult position to engage in rural development processes. So the regional initiative will look to that. What's the goals? First of all, strengthen institution and policy frameworks. Put family farming in the center of public policies, with the goal to convert it in the engine for sustainable development at territorial level. Second, promote access to productive resources, rural services and markets, generating employment opportunities. And third, facilitate the articulation of agriculture, environmental and social policies at territorial level, improving, and this is very important, inclusive governance mechanisms. The regional initiative doesn't start as an idea of FAO. This is based especially on the political commitment that we have observed in the region and in the countries. Within the region, it's important to stress at the regional level the community of Latin American Caribbean states. In 2015, they have achieved a plan, and they have been approved by the presidents of those countries, a plan for food and nutrition security and to eradicate hunger for 2025. Family farming is part of that plan. The plan is divided in 4 pillars, and family farming is one of the major actors in one of those pillars. CELAC has also worked with different working groups, have divided in almost 28 working groups, and one of them is about family farming and rural territorial development. So this is some kind of mandate for FAO also in the region. At the national level, the regional initiative has been based on supporting family farming policies and rural territorial development programs. It has stressed the importance to work and to prioritize some countries, especially the ones with highest rates of rural poverty. And these ones are El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Colombia, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Haiti. 8 countries where all the major actions of the regional initiative will take place. In terms of results that we have achieved till now, at the regional level, as I said before, is the support to the working group on family farming and rural territorial development. This one was formed in Brasilia in 2014 and ratified by the presidents of the countries, of the 33 member states of CELAC. This year, we had in Quito the first meeting of the working group, and in Costa Rica, the ministerial meeting on family farming. This is very important because this is a way that countries find to address the problems of family farming in a coherent way, in a regional way, supporting especially South-South cooperation programs and the exchange of the best experiences in the region. At the national level, I would like to stress some of the biggest results that we have achieved. Well, the work with family farming legislation, for example, in El Salvador and Guatemala, the improving policy dialogue mechanism for family farming. This is very important for the inclusion, for example, of women's organization, indigenous peoples organizations. Also, in the field of access to productive resources, the new agrarian policy in Guatemala, with strengthening the mechanisms to access to land, for example, with the National Fund of Land. Also, the finance policies, the access of credit from family farmers, for example, in Honduras, also improving the seeds production in Haiti and preparing a new policy instrument for that, also supporting rural extension and innovation systems, for example, in Colombia and Nicaragua. The case of Colombia, for example, is very important. As you know, there's a peace process going on, and there's big challenges for the returning of the displaced people to the rural areas. So the access to land is going to be also a very important issue there. And also risk management plans. In Bolivia, for example, where some insurances for family farmers, some insurance schemes have been developed for family farmers. So what's next for 2016, 2017, or for the next biennium? First of all, continue to support the regional and national policy processes. This is key for our results. Some new areas, agroecology, for example, public purchases from family farmers to school feeding projects, the link between social protection systems and agriculture policies, or improving opportunities for rural employment. Also, continuing the access to rural services, no? What is also important, and with this I'm going to finish, is that it's still important to strengthen partnerships with other UN agencies, with civil society and universities. Also, and very important, South-South cooperation schemes. The region have already achieved some important goals. Some countries are more developed than others in some policy frameworks, legislation, services. So we have to take advantage of that in the region, no? And put countries talking together, knowing their experiences, and facilitating the integration in all the region. Thank you very much.